In the 80s and 90s, Porsche had a habit of making these incredible cars, but not available to North America or the United States. And one of those cars is this, a 968 Clubsport. So the 968 was the end of the four-cylinder front-engine transaxle cars. What started with the 924 ends with the 968. And wow, what an evolution. They finish up with a 3-liter four-cylinder engine. It was the biggest four-cylinder at the time. 4 valves per cylinder, 240 horsepower. Everyone said it was a technological marvel, but the way the economy was, it wasn't selling that well. So Porsche had to up the game up. So a year after they introduced the 968, they introduced the 968 Clubsport. This is a car targeted towards enthusiasts. Not an RS, but a CS. Well, it's really in the name of lighter weight. They almost played a game to see how serious you are as an enthusiast and a driving enthusiast and how much you're willing to give up in comfort to get that lighter weight. So they made a lot of these things optional. No sunroof, optional if you want to add it. They had RS bucket Recaro seats, one piece. Racing seats. That wasn't comfortable for you, you could get the regular comfort seats at no cost. Being this a European model, while the doors were still steel, they didn't have the bars, so they were lighter weight. Power windows, optional. Radio, optional. Air conditioning, optional. Power release, not available for the hatch. This was all manual. And once again, an exercise in lightweight, because lightweight makes it more fun to drive. So we're gonna take it for a spin and see how much fun it really is.
Be sure to log into your YouTube account, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Best of all, it's free to do so.
So this has 240 horsepower, and the weight, if you didn't get any of the options, was 2,910 pounds. This car obviously weighs a little bit more with the air conditioning and the power windows. In the back, there was no rear seats like you'd find in a US 968. So there's a big weight savings there. It did have ABS. It does have power steering. Manual is not an option on this car. With the cup wheels, it had the 17-inch cup wheels, so that was pretty big back then. 18s were not very popular back in the early 90s. So the Varocam, which came out with the 968, not just for the Clubsport, but all 968, that was a system of gears on the camshaft that basically adjusted your valve timing as you drove. Very high tech back then, and I guess it still is. This engine was really regarded by the critics very highly. It was just because of the economy and the exchange rate, these cars were very expensive in the US, and thus, they didn't sell as well as the earlier front-engine four-cylinder Porsches. Oh yeah, that had to be places right around 4,000 RPM. I think the 0 to 60 in this car was about 6.5 seconds, maybe 6 seconds. And nowadays, almost every car does it faster than that. But back in the 90s, early 90s, that was pretty quick, especially for a four-cylinder car. I would say it was no more than a second slower, or maybe the same speed as the 911. Performance-wise, I remember these cars were on par with the 911 at the time, which would have been the 964. We know how desirable they are now. So Porsche being Porsche, it's hard to differentiate from the outside a Clubsport, unless it has the decals you could get on this car at no extra charge. They're really big, and it said Clubsport on the side. On this car, it doesn't have those graphics. It just has in the back the initial CS on the near the lock for the hatch. So it's very, very understated. But an enthusiast will know. They'll look at the color-coded wheels. That usually only came on the Clubsports, and you'll see that it doesn't have a sunroof. That's another a sign that this was something special. And then all you do is take a peek inside, and you see RS bucket seats, and get a pretty good idea this is a special car. I've always wanted to drive a Clubsport. Once again, because we always want something that we can't have in the United States. This just wasn't available. This is definitely I would say an 8, because it's speed yellow. Has a matching speed yellow wheels. That alone, even though it was a regular 968, we get a lot of looks, because quite frankly, you don't see that many 968s on the road. People probably come up to them and tell them how great their car is and how they remember either owning one of these or wishing they had owned one of these. But this was the final culmination of, a good run for four-cylinder transaxle cars. I love the fact that it has air conditioning, has a radio. It's actually very comfortable. It's not a rough suspension at all, except for the seats, which some people may not like because they have no reclining. It's a race seat. I'm going to have to give it I hate doing this, a 6.5, just because of the seats, because your passenger may not be in love with the sporty nature as much as you are. It is a very comfortable car. Make no mistake about it. I could daily drive this easily 4 days out of the week. 7.5 for daily driving. It has all the creature comforts you would want in a daily driver while still being sporty. And it doesn't really stand out as much, being that most people don't know what a Clubsport, so people may think it's just a regular 968. Obviously all Porsches are fun to drive. This one, if you find a nice curvy road, I think you're going to have a lot of fun. If you get a chance to drive a 968 Clubsport, do it. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers. It would really help us and help the club if you hit the subscribe button. Until next time.